All right, what's up, Debo? Welcome to the Corner Store podcast platform. How you doing, brother?
Bro, I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be on. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no problem, man. I figured that since this whole incident happened at that Dallas restaurant, it's pretty much happened in your own neck of the woods. So I just kind of wanted to get your take on what on how things transpired in your mind. So
So, I actually saw a brief piece of it before you actually talked to me about it, and I had an idea of what went down. But the restaurant is literally less than a mile from me.
okay,
It's
cool.
actually less than a half a mile from me. It's one of the restaurants my wife actually was talking about going to.
Hmm.
But to me, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he did what he was supposed to do.
Of course, he's the owner.
I mean, I look at what people had to say, and of course, in this day and age, people always taking stuff out of pocket.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's sensitive. I have never met such a more sensitive group of people in my life. When we came up, we weren't sensitive like this. Anything you say can hurt somebody's feelings, whether it's attacking men, women, children. It's somebody you're gonna attack and make them feel bad. And don't you say anything about sexuality, bro. You out of the pocket, then.
I know,
I'm
man.
just over it.
Yeah, unfortunately, man. I mean, today we just live in this cancel culture, and yes, we do live in a gynocracy. And as far as in the black community, we mostly operate under the matriarchal social order. So whenever any type of man is going to somehow like check a woman out in public, then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, I actually watched the Roland Martin show, and he showed that the guy went and talked to these people two or three other times before he went off.
You know what?
And the,
You know what? I was so shocked when I saw Roland Martin kind of take his side, but those two women, they was pretty much going ham against the man, and the other guy, he was kind of like neutral. He really didn't want to, he didn't
he
want to
didn't want to
have
say nothing.
right exactly. He's exactly. So I
These
was
mugs are
shocked. I was shocked
sensitive.
that Roland Martin took his sides.
I was too, actually.
Yeah.
He was trying to be. He was like, I ain't trying to get my name out there with women and putting it on a bad foot.
Mm-hmm.
But like, no, the dude did what he was supposed to do from the beginning all the way up to the end. He
Right.
went over there and tried to plead with them, like, please, y'all calm down.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it's like, nah, get out my stove, bounce
Right.
now.
Hey, actually, before we move forward, let me go ahead and play two clips real quick. The first clip I'm going to play is his rant, and the second clip I'm going to play is the interview that he had with Harvey B11 from TMZ. All right.
Okay.
Hey, let me play it real quick.
I invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? Somewhere where we can feel good about ourselves as a, come on, stop the music, please. Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? No, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, take it to Prime, take it to Pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I'm on men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it now. Don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
You had music playing in there. There was a festive atmosphere. What is it seems like you have a particular problem with twerking. At least that's the way I read it. Tell us about that.
Well, let me explain. First of all, I don't have a particular problem with twerking. At our restaurant, you're always going to hear music because we want to make sure that it's a constant positive vibe for our guests. One of the things that we don't want, though, is we don't want guests standing up in their seats, grabbing glass and twerking on glass. For those who like twerking, we don't have a problem with it. There's lots of nightclubs people do it at. They do it in their home. But at our restaurant, we want to be mindful of that. Our restaurant is one where my mother eats at, my grandmother eats there, my sons work there, and we want to make sure we keep a good environment. And so I'm not here to make any indictment on people who twerk because it gives people a good time, but that's just not something that I can have in my restaurant. One of the most undervalued people in this world, or probably the most undervalued, is Black women. And I'm very mindful of how they look and how they appear. And we have so many classy and nice Black women that come to this restaurant that define what True Kitchen and Cocktails is. And the actions of the women standing on the sofa and pushing on the glass, twerking, is not that. And so when we talk about advancing the culture, I'm mindful of how we all look as people. And that's why I apologize for using the F word, but that's also why I'm very, very steadfast in making sure that our guests carry themselves in the right way at this restaurant.
But it does then sound like your issue is with twerking.
And it's not
that it somehow doesn't paint a proper picture the way you see it. And that doesn't seem to distinguish nightclubs versus your restaurant. It sounds like you don't think twerking is the proper way of presenting the culture. I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, the word you used was classy.
I'm not saying it's not the proper way to present the culture when you're dancing and having a good time at a club, but I am saying it's an improper way to present our culture in my restaurant.
All right, there you go, man. There you go.
I got a couple things to say after watching that video. First of all, they were trying to attack him, and it's just sad because that's where I see. I'm not surprised from white media, but from black media who try to jump on. Bruh, yeah, twerking is not representing our culture. I don't care what no one says.
All right.
You out there shaking your butt, that's representing our culture? No, it's not.
Right. As far as the overall culture, no. Hip hop culture, yes. So it's all factions of black culture. So it's just a small, sliver of like so-called black culture, but it's not the overall culture though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They're trying to take it, even hip hop. And I know you're a hip hop head. I used to be.
Not really.
But even far as hip hop, when they come and talk about hip hop, I don't know why hip hop's supposed to represent the whole black culture as well too. It just don't make no sense. Black people should represent black culture. That's why when I hear them say, he even said, he's like, I'm doing this for our culture. No, brother, you're doing this for the society.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing this for us as a people.
Mm-hmm.
But we trying to turn it, because this is going back into separation. We always trying to separate black from white. Bruh, I'm a human being. Even when I call myself an African American, Africans don't even want us to represent them. That's how cold it is out here. Africans like, no, you're American.
No,
you're not African American.
No, you are a kata. That's what you are.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. I guess that's the nigger word in their language, a kata. Yeah. So that's what we are.
I didn't even know that. And it's just funny because we are Americans, whether we want to represent them or not. Mm-hmm. I do prefer the term African American. I'm not gonna lie. It's something that I don't know why or how it came up. I don't like saying black.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is.
Now
so it's just like
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go finish.
I was just gonna say it's just like now I'm just so tired of us as a people. When we do have black African American or black American men out there doing successful things, representing making up this beautiful restaurant, we don't even know how to go in there and act and make it look bad. Mm-hmm. We make our own stuff look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that?
I mean, unfortunately, out in the mainstream, there is a war on the straight, masculine, patriarchal black man. Any type of image that's going to be portrayed like that. I mean, they're going to try to, attack that type of. Right. I mean, only certain black men have access to like those type of circles, like the likes of Roland Martin and Michael Eric Dyson, Mark Lamont Hill. I mean, these guys are literally, to me, soy boys, male feminists. I mean, they literally think like women, and they will always be welcome in those type of circles.
It's sad because and the sad part about it is exactly what you said is that people don't even see the attack. And even with us trying to school our own brothers who we work with, hang with, kick it with, knowing they are real men, they can't even see it coming. And so because they can't see it coming, when it actually gets here, it's too late.
Mm-hmm. Now,
and that's why
this is one thing that I actually am not really clear about, right? So like he went up to their table 3 times. Like the third time is where we all saw the rant. Like the first 2 times he was trying to plead with them like, hey, you can't twerk, this is a restaurant. So basically from like the first time through his rant, like I'm just wondering what was the time lapse of like those 3 encounters, right? Because they're trying to scapegoat this song throw that ass in a circle. But just because that song comes on, I mean, you really can't control yourself. You don't have the
But I
discipline
want
to like sit there and like eat your food and just be cool in a restaurant.
I do want to say one thing about that, bro. This is
Okay.
my only contradiction. He do have to be careful of what he play in there
Yes.
because
Yes.
I have to say that the fact that song was on and you tell him some this is not a twerking restaurant. Why you got a twerking song on, brother? When you go to
Right. Right.
when we go to when we used to go back in the day, go to lounges, we ain't hear no hard up beating songs. It was always smooth jazz.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, I mean, just even like say that you kind of give these women an out, but I don't want to give them. I don't want to give them any leeway. My whole thing is, no matter what song is playing, you are in a restaurant. I mean,
I agree.
there are older women, there are little kids there. Do not show yourself like that in that negative manner because I mean, all this social media, I gotta have attention. Let me let me hop up on this bench and lean up against this glass and start twerking so that everybody can see me. I mean, that is so uncalled behavior.
Did you even see the video of her leaning on that glass?
Yeah, yeah. I saw another video of it. Yeah,
Now let that glass have broke for real, bro.
yeah. I mean,
They
from
all
his
would have sued him.
standpoint, from his
They all
standpoint,
would have sued him.
right. Because he is a personal injury lawyer. I mean, because I saw his website because he's I think he has his own law firm out in the Dallas area. And I mean, he seemed like a very successful brother. And just to even take the risk and open up a restaurant in a pandemic in like downtown Dallas, which is prime real estate. I mean, you
It
damn
is.
right. I mean, from his standpoint, he's going to, speak out loud because like not only it was just that one woman, it was like three tables that he was talking to, but
Yeah, it was.
right, but he was trying to give this rant to like the whole restaurant because it just seemed like people were kind of like egging him on. And
No, he actually just met his
oh yeah, yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
he
yeah.
blew he blew.
Right,
That was it. And I'm not knocking him for it because I
right.
honestly stand behind everything he said. He went over there several times, tried to calm people down, like, yo, please stop doing this, stop doing that. And then when he came back out, like I saw the video when he saw her on that window, bruh, I saw the fume coming from his head. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, didn't I just come from? He's like, all right, stop the music. This is done.
Right,
Let me address this to the whole
right,
store.
right. Because if he doesn't check them, then I mean, our other tables are going to start doing it. So yeah. So
Right,
I totally get why he kind of gave this whole public service announcement to like throughout the whole restaurant because he wanted to make sure like, hey, this shit is going to stop right now because I came over to
right.
this table three times and they just still ignore me because I mean I'm just wondering like what was the time lapse between like the first encounter and the rant. So that's what I'm
Uh,
wondering about.
I'm curious too. I didn't see that. I just couldn't believe it, man. And to
Mm-hmm.
be honest with you, me and my wife were talking about we're gonna go to his restaurant this week. Give that brother some money.
Hey, speaking of that, man, I actually even prior to this whole event, I was on Yelp and I was just looking up past dates as far as when people wrote reviews on it, and I mean, it seemed like it's hard to get a reservation. Even prior to all this happening, and I saw that menu, man. That menu was on fire. I'm like, God damn, this food look good.
Hey, that's why I told her we were looking at it last night too. And she's like, this the one. I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I like this one. And I said, we should go on and go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's less than a half a mile away.
Oh
I was
wow.
just like, okay.
Okay.
That's the one good thing about living downtown is like you get to find a lot of places quick
Mm-hmm.
within reach.
Yeah, man. I mean, just to throw that cancel word out there, just to kind of get this black man shut down. I mean, I'm not sure if you heard about this incident like last year in which it was like a nail shop in which like this Asian man he was like fighting some black women, right? So there's this notion that yes, black women aren't protected, black men they don't care about black women, blah 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 blah. So basically, after this incident happened, there was this black man who came up there. It was telling the lady like, hey y'all, I mean y'all go let this man disrespect y'all. So make sure that y'all leave this restaurant right now because I'm about to start throwing some bricks through the window. So he threw bricks through the window. He got arrested, and like the very next day, he came back to the nail salon. That bitch was packed. That bitch was packed.
What?
Yeah.
That's what's
So
up.
So this whole notion of cancel the black man, but don't cancel the nail salon. I mean, it's just a double standard, man. And
Yeah,
it's so fortunate how black men like we have to go through to like not only fight so-called white supremacy, but we also got to fight our women. You know what I'm saying? Just for somewhat supremacy within our race. I don't want to say supremacy per se, but just to get that whole basic respect between what I'm saying our own women versus like the mainstream as far as other races, because they operate on a patriarchy, but for us we're literally a matriarchy.
yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that because it is so true. Like I was blessed because my wife was raised correctly as far as how to be the woman. I don't have to fight my wife on anything, you know. And I'm not trying to say this, and I know some women who may hear this may take it the wrong way. But guess what? You ain't my wife, so it's all good. But my wife, what I'm saying, knows she come home, she cooks, she clean, she does all that. My wife also has a full-time job, but she chooses to work. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? I'm the head in my household, and so that's how it works for us. Now, if you don't want to, what I'm saying, a man to run the household, or not really necessarily run the household, run everything outside the household, don't get married. Go get
Mm.
with, what I'm saying? But, my wife wants to have children one day and, be that, mother and stay at home with her kids. And if we did have kids, we would homeschool for sure. There's
Mm-hmm.
no doubt about that. We ain't putting our kids in the school system where they are taught that they can be a boy, girl, he, she, me, T, Louis B, or whatever else they want them to be, and all these other crazy acronyms.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're gonna raise our children according to the Bible. Raise her to be a woman of God, and a woman who take care of her husband. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't understand that. They want to, and then like in this day and age, because I heard you were talking to them, talking to your boys on another podcast, and you said something along those lines, and they was like, "Man, would you trying to take down women?" No, that's a woman's role, God given role, is to take care of her family and her children, not to work. Now that
Mm-hmm.
women have worked, they're surpassing men, and then some of them want to stay surpassed men. They don't want
Yeah.
to allow a man to be a man. And you wonder how we wrote up. Most of our friends grew up in, single mother households with Big Mama running the stuff. Big
Yeah.
Mama had to take care of the kids and work.
Right.
Where was
Right.
Junebug at?
Damn, I haven't heard that name in years. Junebug.
Everyone had a Junebug though.
Yeah, I actually know a Junebug. Yeah.
I know you do.
I know a
Where
Junebug.
was Junebug?
I mean,
If he wasn't at the house working, taking care of stuff, he running around with another woman. I mean, let's just keep it real. Like
hmm
we don't hold men accountable either for taking care of their families. Like my thing is, if you my boy, I should be able to tell you if you wrong, even if we get into it. Okay, we get into it, but bro, I'm gonna hold you accountable as another man because I expect you to do the same for me. If we can't hold each other accountable, we worthless to each other.
that's one thing about men, because we can actually take constructive criticism from each other, but with women being very emotional creatures and us being logical creatures, I mean, it's hard for them to even fathom that notion. Like just because like a man corrects you, just because he criticizes you, doesn't mean that he hates you. He just wants to see
Exactly.
certain behaviors corrected, and just to make you like a better human being. I mean, that's pretty much all it is.
Like if you say something to me, and and a lot for the camera or whoever out there, me and Rob go back a long way.
Long time.
We have not disagreed. We have not agreed on everything. Sometimes we disagree, but I can tell you this much too. I don't ever remember us bickering and fighting either. It was just like, okay, you said what you had to say. I say what I have to say.
We just agree to disagree, and then at a later time, if we were wrong, like, oh man, like back then when we had a disagreement, man, I kind of see where you coming from. That I mean,
Right.
that's pretty much how we operate, man. I mean, it's not a big deal.
But today, I've had man. So I'm a nurse. I work in a hospital, bruh. These boys, and I'm talking about grown men in a hospital, nurses with me, man. they be sitting there and whining and crying. When someone like, I go to work, I don't agree with everything my boss tell me to do half the time,
Mm-hmm.
but I know how to keep my mouth shut because I'm at work too. Like I may not agree with it, keep my mouth shut, keep it moving. But I watch these guys these days, man. It's like you ain't never had a man tell you what to do because you sitting up here whining and crying and acts like something gonna change. You know he the boss, right?
Wow.
Like why we whining and crying about it? Keep it moving. But that's come from that female culture, bruh. Like we
Yeah, I
have
know.
men these days who just she said what? Shut up, bruh. Go.
I mean, these are malnourished people, man. I mean, like growing up, you got to have that masculine and that feminine energy. If you're gonna have too much feminine energy, then you're gonna act like them. You're gonna think like them. You're gonna cry like them. So I mean, we need to bring masculinity back.
And it's hard. I really mean that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a. This is no lie. I'm not gonna say this person's name. This guy is probably about 53 years old, and whenever he gets in any type of trouble, he calls me and asks my opinion on everything. And he's a good man. Only problem is he has no type of manhood, no huevos.
Mm.
Like, so he can't critically think like a real man. Like he
Okay.
calls me for his man opinion. And I'm like,
Oh,
nah, that's
okay.
stupid.
Yeah.
Like, and all I'm doing is giving him sound opinion. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, nah, bro, that's stupid. Why don't you thought about this and that? The fact that he didn't think about it to me was, who are you, bro?
Wow.
And you
Wow.
53 years old. He got a wife, been married long. He been married twice as long as me. I'm 10 years. He's about to be 20 some years.
Does the wife
Got
run
a,
him?
yeah, of course.
Damn.
But he know he wrong. That's why he called me.
Mm. You know what, man? I mean, full disclaimer, I mean, me and my wife, we also had these type of battles because she thinks I'm a sexist and a misogynist. I mean, but at the end of the day, she knows where her bread is buttered. So she know I go out here and work hard and bring all the resources as much as I can back into the household so that she could kind of operate and do her thing so that she got a peace of mind when it comes to raising our two girls. So, as far as me having two girls, man, I mean, the reason why I'm kind of screaming from the mountaintops about the situation is because when they're old enough, I want them to have like a pool of like good, competent men to like choose from. But because if we're gonna constantly raise these boys like this, then who are they gonna pair with?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because in this society here, they're gonna want to pair with another female. And that ain't happening. Like that is not happening.
Knock on
I'm
wood.
not trying to be
Not
funny.
right. Knock on wood. I hope that doesn't happen, but
Bro, you ain't even gotta knock on wood.
as far as the natural order of things, in my opinion,
Look,
in my
let
opinion,
me
in order for society to function the way it's supposed to function, it's supposed to have a man, woman, kid, wash, rinse, repeat. It's that
look.
simple.
I agree with you, but I'm gonna stop you one quick one. Don't ever knock on wood, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't want you to ever think you leaving something up to chance. If
Oh
you
yeah.
the man you say you are, and you're gonna be in their life, you're gonna teach them right. I don't like all of this stuff. People don't like to say this because you were talking about with the guys too. It is 100% fact that all of these people have been touched, molested, or something in their childhood
Oh yeah. I
or
was
somewhere
attacked
along.
big time over that. I was
I
attacked.
saw that.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
that video. And when
Mm-hmm.
they were talking about that, I'm like, no. And unfortunately, to that brother, I'm not gonna mention that situation because if they ain't see the video, but that brother who was talking about in the video, obviously he don't know his family like
Right.
he thought he did.
Right.
And that actually hurt me because then like first when he was talking about it, I'm sitting here looking at him like, bro, what makes you think this young lady will tell you this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Now, if that happened years before he even met her.
even if it didn't, that stuff you don't that ain't
It's
something you write off back tell people.
it's still a high probability of like why those people
Right.
are doing what they're doing. So that's all I'm saying. I wasn't specifically targeting her because actually I was just
I know.
like speaking in general terms, but he kind of brought her to the conversation and I was kind of, well, I don't want to say forced per se, but I feel obligated to like apologize to her mother because she listens in on our podcast too, and I was letting her know, like, hey, you know, I was talking about your daughter. She just happened to be put into the conversation because of your husband, but I was just speaking in general terms.
Yeah, and I apologize to the mother as well, throwing out there because I don't know you guys like that.
Right,
But I can
right.
speak from a medical
I could be wrong. Right, exactly.
I can speak from the medical part because I deal with patients who come in who say they boys and they're actually born girls and vice versa. And I have talked to them and been with psychiatrists who dealt with them and they
Mm,
have had. And when I say the majority, I can tell you every person I've been in with, I haven't had one who hasn't been touched
okay.
or
Now,
something done.
if it's more than 50%, then yes, we are talking majority.
You get what
Um,
I'm saying? I'm
yeah.
just saying that, and I can say that. So what? And I'm not trying to, and this is by any means against anybody or whatever, but we have to recognize that those things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like thing is, we have to guard our children, be there, and also let me state one other fact too. And when it happens, it's actually family members.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just want to state that fact
Mm-hmm. I mean, you
because
got
you
you got the family members, and then
close
also
friends.
also recently as far as the way that our households are kind of ran by mostly, you know, single mothers. I mean, you know, I'm sure there's many situations as far as like the mother's boyfriends came in
Hmm.
and did something to the kids while she's like away from, you know, way to go to work or whatever. So, but yeah, I mean, we can't ever just uh you know, disregard, you know, those type of actions. So
So I just want to throw that out there. The second part was I honestly do believe if you're raising your two daughters and being in their life as a father, which I have seen you've been doing, you're very consistent in being in your daughter's life. Unlike any other brother who was on your show, I'm going to tell you if you're stating that your children will be raised to be women, I have no doubt that they will be.
of course, of
You get what
course.
I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying because I don't have no kids, but I can guarantee you when I have children, my boys will be raised to be men and my women will be raised to be young ladies or girls will be raised to be women.
Mm-hmm.
Period. They will know their roles, their gender roles. And did you let's change the subject real quick. I know we're only supposed to be about this Dallas. Did you see the football girl kick?
Actually, I was going to talk about that tomorrow, but yeah,
Okay.
I was going to talk
Never
about.
mind. Never mind then. I'll let it
No,
go.
no, 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 no. Go ahead. You could definitely go there, man. Go ahead.
I
Go
just
ahead.
want to say one thing. When I saw that kick, bruh, I was
That kick was
like,
horrible.
the
That kick was
worst play.
horrible.
But I'm gonna give her one little play, and I always do my little plays on everybody.
And honestly, all this attention and accolades is really not her fault. It's really the mainstream media's fault in gassing her head up, you know, which is unfortunate.
My one little play I was gonna give her was she could have been nervous, which is fine. I'll throw that out there, okay? She could have been nervous, but
Okay.
regardless, she still ran off the field once that kick was over.
Oh yeah, she ain't want no smoke, man.
That's what I'm saying. And I said, Junebug was on the field like, I wish she would run this way. I'm gonna lay her out.
Right. That's actually, you know what? I was thinking it. I was like, you know what? If she kicked this ball off right, and if that receiver, return man rather, was to, you know, get through the first, second, you know, third layer of like wedges, and finally, what's in between him is the end zone and Sarah Fuller. I want to know if he was to like truck her or give her like a Derrick Henry stiff arm and she just fall to the turf and he run for a touchdown. I want to know how would the mainstream media react to that?
He gonna get kicked out. He gonna be completely
I,
removed from the
I,
football.
no, I don't think so. It's just the fact that they will likely you know, it's like say oh no, he didn't have to do that to her. He could have just you know, juked her
Yeah,
or like spinned or I mean they could have said anything, but the fact that like I kind of want to see that process go go through so that
yeah. You
I kind of
asking
see
for
that
too much.
reaction.
No, they need to just remove her from the field completely. And then guess what? They fired the coach.
Yeah, and you know what? The
And I guarantee it was not the coach idea.
you know what? by that time they were on 7, so he was probably looking for like a spark. He was probably looking for some type of job security rather. So by the fact that he had a a soccer player
I
come
don't
in
know.
because the kicker was hurt, I mean they could have used the fucking punter.
I
but
know,
but the
dude.
fact that they go try to have this woke social justice warrior story, and also it was like a black attorney general, I'm sorry, a black athletic director that fired his ass. It was a black woman.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she fired his ass. So, and he deserves it because they are 0-8, and actually I believe that their game against Georgia is canceled. So, and
No, I agree.
they would have
He
likely
needed to be
lost 60
fired.
to 0 today had that game happened.
I agree. He needs to be fired, but I think they fired him due to that as well. And
Hmm.
I don't know if he had anything to do with that. I'm just saying. I wonder. I don't know the details of that story, but when I saw that kick, I was like, "Now y'all need to keep her off the field." What the? This is just so foolish.
It
Like
was
the fact that
literally
we sit there.
like like a line drive, like 30-yard kick, and the opposing team started at their I want to say 35-yard line.
Bruh,
So
I got a
she,
broken ankle and I could probably kick better than that. And no kicking experience.
I mean, give me some like training for a couple hours. I'm sure I can kick it a good 40-45 yards
No kicking experience.
in the air.
Broken ankle. I'm gonna get it past wherever she got it, bruh.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking at this, but this is what they want from us. They want men to shut up and be quiet when we see this foolishness happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's gonna continue to set the patriarchal man back. Period.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're trying to do because they're trying to get rid of us. But I hate the fact that other brothers cannot see that. You be a strong man in today's society. You're gonna be put on Instagram, uh, the news. We need you to explain yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No, and then me as a real man, if I was this brother at the restaurant, I don't even need to explain myself. You heard
I'll
what I
have
had to
to.
say.
I'll have to. I'm
That
the
was
owner.
it.
Right. I am the owner. I mean,
We need you on the show to explain yourself. No, if people don't want to come to my restaurant, I will start seeing it in sales. If not, goodbye, brother. Because I wouldn't have been like him and explain myself. You heard
and,
what I said.
and
I meant
actually,
it.
business is going great for him right now. I mean, the kudos to the to the culture for like not letting this business go down in flames, because I mean, ever since the incident, I mean, literally his restaurant has been packed. I mean, it's hard to get a reservation. So good for him for like standing up for himself and going on these interviews and like letting people know like, hey, I don't have anything against twerking. I just don't want people to twerk in my restaurants. This is not a nightclub. It's not a strip club. I mean, this is a restaurant where like older women come to. He even mentioned that his mother and grandmother go there,
Some
and
other
he
come there.
and he has two sons that work there. I mean, it's all different types of age groups. They go to his restaurant. So and plus these women that were twerking, they were like in their 30s. They were older women.
Exactly. That's what I often say, brother. I do have something against twerking. Me and you going on 40 years old. Bruh, you 40 years old, you don't need to be twerking none. You need to sit your tail down. Because you should have young ladies looking up to you. And they ain't trying to be seeing you shake their booty or shake your booty.
Now
But that's
twerking,
just too much to
twerking,
I'm being serious. Is that not
twerking,
sense?
twerking definitely has its place, because I mean, actually, my wife was talking about doing like a pole dancing class, whatever. So whenever she end up starting that, I'm like, hey, make sure that you know how to throw that ass in a circle for me. So
You stupid.
yeah, of course,
Now,
it
hey,
has its
but
place.
hey, but that twerking is between you and your wife in y'all bedroom.
Exactly, exactly.
Is that the twerking you want in a restaurant?
I mean, chances are
Let, let
chances are these women likely are like single women. They don't have a consistent man in their lives, and they just entertain each other. So I mean, you know,
answer that. That's the
that's
only thing.
unfortunate.
My point I'm trying to make, Rob, is that the twerking you talking about is between you and your wife. That's not in public, and that's not in front of your daughters.
Exactly, exactly.
Because, and I want to make sure I say this clear, because I know your wife, and I can say I know this. I believe that she is representing herself in front of her daughters to be the type of woman she want her daughters to be.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the key people don't want to talk about. That representation of what these women put out there online of the type of women they are versus the type of women can their daughters and granddaughters and people model after. That's the thing you got to see, man.
Hey, this is gonna piss people off.
Go right
we
ahead.
we are married to Jamaican women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know about Jamaican fathers, right? They are very patriarchal, and
Mm-hmm.
the fact that our wives have been raised under a patriarchal social order. I mean, I actually feel grateful that I actually married a woman that got some sense compared to these other women that's just like literally just wilding out. So yeah, man, kudos to you, man. Kudos to me for like marrying some Jamaican sisters.
We're gonna get in a lot of trouble, bro. You fool.
Yeah. Well, actually, my wife is half ADOS and half Jamaican. So, but your wife is full Jamaican, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
full
Okay.
Jamaican.
Full Jamaican. Okay. Well, yeah, kudos to the wife, man. I mean, she always carried herself as a lady, and I appreciate that. So, but anyway, man, before we head on now, man, you got any last words?
Last words is I really hope the black culture, the culture can see that this patriarchal man, he did this for his people for real. I do agree with that. And understand that if you're being scolded and you got sensitive regarding what he had to say, you should have because you were in the wrong some way. Because he didn't say nothing wrong. He was just trying to stand up for what he believed in and the type of restaurant and atmosphere he want in his restaurant. We can't be mad at him for that. I think he did a great job in how he handled everything. Even the fact that when he cussed, he chose his specific words to tell y'all to get out if y'all have an issue. And
Right.
if y'all had an
He
issue, I
didn't.
think y'all should have got out. That's
Right.
it.
He didn't directly curse them out per se. He just happened
Right.
to
And
say
that's how
curse
they
words.
tried to
Don't.
make it sound like
Right.
too.
Mm-hmm.
No, he just said get out.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, if I ever find my way into the Dallas area, I would love to come by his restaurant and show some support, man. Yeah, he definitely. It seemed like he definitely wanted something, man. Because I saw that menu, man. I was like, God damn, this food look good. So yeah, man.
Right.
I mean, I always been
I'll let
talking
you
about
know.
going to Dallas anyway, just to kind of visit you and the wife, man. We could like throw a barbecue or something. But yeah, man, if I'm ever in the Dallas area, hopefully in the next couple of years, man, I would definitely try to make an effort and go into his restaurant.
Well, hopefully then well, hopefully within the next year we found another house that we're gonna build, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully we can everything work out because it's gonna be on a lakefront property.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? I got something for you too. This one I got an in-law suite I'm building in
Okay.
with its own kitchen and everything. So if y'all do come, y'all can have a whole separate wing to yourself if y'all want to.
Oh, that's what's up, man. Hey,
Yeah,
that's what I like to hear, man. I mean, you are the patriarchy that's doing the right thing. You are the patriarch. Keep being that patriarchal. So, but yeah, man. Thanks. I appreciate this impromptu interview, and I wanted to get your take, man, since this kind of happened in your backyard, in the Dallas area, and but yeah, I'm definitely glad that he didn't have his restaurant shut down, and it was definitely
yeah.
trending that way because you had influential media members like DL Hughley and some others that was
Ricky
kind of
Smiley.
you know what I did hear him and then he like made like a lot of video and he kind of like kind of scaled back a little bit, so I don't want to say Ricky Smiley was like a rabbit cancel this guy type of dude. So I mean Ricky, he was kind of on the fence, but he was like
He
saying like,
actually went
hey.
to his restaurant.
Oh, he did. Oh, that's
Yeah, on
good.
the first. On the first.
Okay, that's what's up, man. I like Ricky
Um,
because yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say before we get off, man, just tell your partners, man, if they wanna hear a real Republican, conservative, tell them come on, I'm ready for them.
I'm
Tell
sure
them
they'll be
all I'm
ready.
ready for them.
Oh,
Cause
actually
I'm
they
telling
ain't,
you,
they ain't gonna be ready for you, man. They gonna be
I'm being
ready for
serious,
you.
bro. And when I watch your videos, you have no clue how hot they get me, boy. I be I, and the fact about it is they get me that steamed up. You should see my wife. My wife be even on fire. She's like, no, they need a woman right now. Ooh, she's like, I'll tell them up because she's like, they got too many opinions and no facts.
You know what, man? I mean, it's different with like, listening from the outside and like me being in the panel and like listening to him. I mean, honestly though, man, I don't get too emotional about it. I mean, I listen to him, I will clown them from time to time, but like, I mean, I'm just part of the crew, man. So
I
I
know.
mean, I don't
I
take it too
love it.
serious. I don't take it too
I love
serious.
it, but it just be funny, man, because I'm like I said, I'm ready for them whenever they come with it, bro. I'm being serious. I'm so ready for these guys because I want them to really like just see a few more things that they don't get a chance to see. But I know that you're trying to school them, man, and I ain't saying school them in a way because I don't think they're idiots at all by no means necessary. They have their own opinions and views, but there's a lot of things that I can tell that they're so used to seeing, mainstream media that's getting involved and they hear and see things. And we can't go based off of mainstream media.
Hmm.
Mainstream media really does set us up for failure.
Oh yes, they do. Yeah, man. I couldn't say it any better, man. But tomorrow we probably do like a morning show. But the following Sunday we should do an evening show, hopefully, because I'll be off that day. So actually, I'm at an all four or I got a day shift, and I am able to kind of do it like an evening show with them. So hopefully, if we do an evening show, man, yeah, you definitely more than welcome to join the panel, and we can just talk up some politics, man.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Even
Yeah.
in today's society, because have you been paying attention though, real quick, to what's going on with the elections and how they found that video of them pulling out ballots in Georgia?
I mean, I've seen all types. Not only in Georgia. I mean, I saw some stuff in Michigan. I saw some Pennsylvania video. So, I mean, is it going to matter? Is he still going to lose those cases in the courts?
Yeah, I have no clue. I'm not here to defend Trump as far as when it comes to whether he's going to be president or not. My whole thing is just defend the Constitution. Let's be real, bro. You telling me you got people who've been dead who voted? Come on now, man.
Yeah, and these turnout rates were unprecedented. So, I mean, was Trump really was he really that bad as far as like to like get these 80-90% voting turnouts? I mean, I thought that was unusual. So it's
Like I
usually
said,
it's usually not that huge in turnouts because usually they're like in the 30, 40, 50% turnout rates. But I mean, these turnout rates been ridiculous.
it just baffles me how Trump wasn't a bad guy and wasn't a racist until he ran for president. That just baffles me.
Your favorite rapper used to shout him out in songs for like the past 25 years.
That's my point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden, oh, he's the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bro.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. All
But
right,
you know
man.
what?
Oh, I'm
I'll
sorry. Go
holler
ahead.
at you later, all right?
Okay, man. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get together next week, man, and we'll just figure out some topics and we can just go from there, man.
All right.
All right,
All
man.
right, man.
Peace.
Peace.
See ya.